What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction video, and in this one we have INS Arighat. If I said that wrong, please don't hesitate to correct me. India launches second nuclear submarine amid PLA activity. What's going on? Before we dive in and find out, if you would like to support the channel by becoming a member, all you got to do is tap that join button down below and you'll receive exclusive benefits that I know you guys would enjoy. But without further ado, let's dive right in.
India faces a new challenge on the high seas. China is ramping up its naval operations in India's backyard. This week, an Indian Navy ship docked in Colombo. Chinese warships were also present. Not one, not two, but 3 Chinese vessels. They just happened to be in Colombo at the same time. What are the odds? These visits are becoming more frequent now. Beijing now deploys 12 to 15 ships to the Indian Ocean every year. 12 to 15 Chinese ships. How should India respond to this? How can it keep Chinese naval activity in check? With the help of submarines. India is deploying nuclear submarines to build deterrence. The latest one was launched today. It is called the INS Arighat. Arighat means the destroyer of enemies. The submarine runs on nuclear power and it can launch nuclear missiles. India's defense minister launched the submarine today. The INS Arighat will strengthen India's nuclear triad. And what is a nuclear triad? It is the ability to launch nuclear weapons from land, sea and air.
That's crazy.
India gained this capability in 2018 with the INS Arighat becoming fully operational. Arihant was India's first nuclear-capable submarine. INS Arighat will now support the INS Arihant. These are a special class of submarines. They're called SSBN. SSBN stands for Ship, Submersible, Ballistic and Nuclear. In simpler words, an SSBN is like a Swiss Army knife of submarines, from staying submerged for months to launching ballistic missiles to stealth capabilities and launching nuclear weapons. These vessels can do all of it. Also, they don't need to be refueled frequently. Conventional submarines usually run on diesel, so they have to resurface periodically to be refueled. But SSBMs have a small nuclear reactor on board. This reactor powers the submarine, and that is how they stay submerged for a long period of time. Now, why does India need such submarines? For starters, it improves our deterrence. India has a no first use policy, meaning it will never strike an enemy with nuclear weapons first. No first use. And upholding this principle requires effective deterrence. What if there's a nuclear strike and India's land and air options are impaired? What do you do then? In that scenario, submarines will ensure that India can still retaliate.
Facts.
Both INS Arihant and Arighat operate under the water, so they're less vulnerable to a nuclear strike. They can carry up to 4...
It's so crazy to be that there's like a nuclear triad, right? To be able to strike from land, sea, sky, and water is just absolutely crazy to me. But I think, yes, India launching the second submarine definitely is a big deterrent for China. Yeah, because these China 3 ships at the same time in India's backyard. What a coincidence. We're not falling for that. No. Y'all trying to send a little message. That's cool. Send out that second submarine. There's your deterrent. Hey, he said, if this is what you want to do, we ain't going to strike first. We may not strike first. But if this is what you want to do, just know that we're prepared. Just know that we're ready. That's what they say. We calling your bluff. If that's what you want to do. But, so this second submarine, more so, it sounds like it's to keep kind of China's naval department or naval ships under control. Keep them more in check. So where they not just roaming around freely in India's backyard thinking they can do whatever they want, big and bad, you feel me? China's like, nah, we need to keep all this naval activity in check. Let's send out these deterrents. Now, what do y'all want to do?
4 nuclear missiles. These missiles have a range of over 3,500 kilometers. So apart from boosting deterrence, they also give India leverage on the high seas. And extend India's nuclear reach far beyond its borders. But New Delhi has a more immediate concern. The Chinese Navy and its growing fleet of ships and submarines. In pure numbers, China is way ahead of India. The PLA is the largest naval force in the world. In 2020, it had more than 70 submarines, 70. 70 submarines with
All
China in
nuclear?
2020. What about India? The Indian Navy was operating less than 20 subs. Now, India is trying to
wow.
bridge this gap. The plan is to acquire 24 new vessels by 2030, 24 new submarines. This will
God
include
dang.
18 conventional and 6 nuclear-powered subs. There are also plans to beef up the SSBM fleet to have
So how much nuclear subs out of those 70 does China have?
up to 4 such submarines in the near future, and this will make India the only non-permanent member of the UN Security Council to operate at such a scale. And where would these submarines be deployed? Mostly around India's immediate borders, like the Bay of Bengal, the Andaman Sea, and the northern part of the Indian Ocean.
Okay.
These regions are strategically significant for not just India but China as well. Many important trade routes pass through these waters, which is why China keeps sending ships here. It wants to dominate these waters. India's new fleet of vessels will help keep China in check. But for this deterrence strategy to be effective in the long run, India needs both speed and scale. New inductions cannot be delayed.
So what do y'all think about this? It seems like India has plans on building up their naval fleet and catching up to China. The PLA, though, has the largest naval fleet in the world. I did not know that. If you would ask me, I would have said America. But it seems like India has plans to gain 6 more nuclear submarines and then 18 more I guess I forgot what kind of submarine she called them. But I'll just say regular for the sake of lack of a better term. 18 more regular submarines. So it seems like their naval fleet does want to bulk up and be able to, I guess, start to catch up to China in the submarine department in the on the water. And then they will place those submarines at, of course, optimal points around India, points where kind of trade goes through the most, where China is trying to come over and dominate those waters so they can control trade, which makes sense, I guess, those waters are going to be very important. But India's already got putting plans into place. They already got strategy in motion. As time continues, it seems like India is just going to continue to get stronger and stronger. Their economy is going to continue to grow and grow, which is going to help their military power and their military strength grow and grow. So if these tensions, if nothing happens, I feel like soon, then it just continues. The more time India has to build up their navy, their army, their military, it just works in India's benefit if anything were to happen. Hopefully, these two countries do not go to war. Hopefully, they come to the table and figure out a solution between the two. But the more time passes, the more India is able to catch up in military strength and military power and economic growth. So what do you guys think in the comment section? Is this enough to deter China from attacking? Do you think it's not enough to deter? I want to know your thoughts. That's all we have for this video. If you guys enjoyed that, please don't forget to subscribe, give a video a thumbs up, and check out that next video. I'll see you guys there.